With Ethereum about to hit a new all-time high, there's no better time to look for altcoins and to get into them early. And that's exactly what this opportunity presents. This particular project is not going through the Genesis launch, and tokens that has recently skipped that route and done it independently, deploying independently, has actually sustained a very healthy market cap. Tokens like Mamu and most recently Ring. Today, we have an opportunity to get into this extremely early, and I'm sure you guys are going to appreciate the project I'm going to talk about, which is the first AI agent to facilitate private swaps across dozens of blockchains. So imagine you swapping virtuals directly for Bitcoin in a private way, or maybe Vader for Solana in a private way. That's exactly the opportunity we have today for you. So without further ado, let's go bank that coin.
Francis Dune Uncensored.
Welcome back to another video here at Francis Dune Uncensored, where we do have tomorrow's newspapers today. This is also called a Smart Money channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, subscribe, but more importantly, smash the bell notification buttons, because content like this is truly time sensitive and it's going to put you ahead of the pack when it comes to the next best thing and how to bank that damn coin. Let's get on with the content. As we can see, Ethereum's at 4.6k. The all-time high is something like 4.8k. It's the perfect time to get into something early. We're talking about altcoin season, and altcoin season is about to come. There's no doubt about that. I believe that's the consensus. So what are we talking about exactly? As you guys know, I've been covering a lot of the base ecosystem, and today I finally found something worth talking about and making a video. If you guys been, subscribed here, I haven't made a video in a long time like this because they haven't really been much on the market. But I feel as though this was the perfect time to make a video on this particular project here. I've been looking for projects that's trying to do something similar to like what Mamu did and also what Ring did. And I'll show you guys all of these projects very soon. And, you're going to see how they were able to sustain a very healthy and respectful market cap. And people who got into these things early made some nice Xers. And I also believe the potential is definitely here for people who are going to get into this particular project through the EI Rocket Fuel incubation platform early at the cheapest price for a product that doesn't exist in the market, that's going to be useful, and it's going to allow us to facilitate private swaps across different blockchains. It's also going to potentially bring in new liquidity into the ACP sector of Virtual's ecosystem. All right, so there's a lot of good things going on over here. So as I said, right, this tweet was like August the 4th. I was saying that how, also I think we'll start to see more projects doing something similar to what Mamu Agent did. And what was I referencing to? I was referencing to projects doing independent launches. Why? Because this way the team actually is going to be the ones buying up most of the supply, which then now means if you look at Mamu's tokenomics and most recently Ring or Ring Fence, I believe is the full name, you take a lot of the tokens off market, you eliminate snipers, and then you can actually grow very healthy in a market cap. And the proof is in the pudding. So, there's no points required. It's only about like $130 worth of AI Rocket tokens needed to be staked to gain access to this, which I'm going to show you how to gain those tokens and to do it if you're interested. Very, very, very exciting, and the potential is there. So when Mamu went live, after, again, as I said, they independently launched, meaning they went through the prototype launch section, they bought their own supply, automatically graduated, and they were able to grow to healthy market caps. Yes, so right here pretty much on day one, it was at 46 million market cap. Now, am I saying this is going to do that? No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the potential is there to do a fraction of that. If it even does a fraction of that, people who get into the incubation side of things, right, which is the sale goes live, I think, tomorrow. There's a live stream happening in about an hour, I believe, with the founder demoing their platform. That is very valuable for people to use, I believe, right? When you make gains in base, you want to trade that directly for, I don't know, maybe Bitcoin or Solana, whatever you're into, and vice versa. You made gains in Solana, you want to come on over to base in a private way using this platform. I think that's badass. But yeah, going back to this now, these guys did a 46 million market cap, and this was well before we knew anything about a Coinbase listing or the Coinbase Cabal, Mamo coin, nothing like that. The genesis of their success was them launching independently and removing snipers, okay? So no genesis points is needed for this. All you need, as I said, is about $130 or 150,000 units of Rocket tokens, which is a steal and a half right now, okay? let's move on to the next one here, which recently launched on their own, a Ring Fence, okay? I'm sure people heard of this project if you're in the base eco. They really took everyone by surprise, and they skipped the Genesis launch. And when we look at their FDV right now, it's 4.29 million market cap. I mean, again, you'll see why even a market cap like that for people getting into the AI rocket fuel incubation to get access to the project we're going to talk about called the Mute Swap. If you could actually get this market cap, you're probably sitting at around a 5x or give or take right off the bat. And there's no vesting, nothing like that. Okay, you get your tokens up front. That's another reason why I also value it. And we could see on day one, they actually went high. They went to a 12 million market cap, or FDV, I should say, right? Okay, so that was pretty damn good over there. And they're chilling right now, as I showed you, at a 4 million FDV. Okay, cool. So what are we actually talking about here, though, right? All of these, terms I'm speaking of. Well, let's see what AI Rocket has to say. So registration for a Mute Swap coming soon. Here are the details. Target pre-sale raise, guys, is only 300K. That is a reasonable small raise in my humble opinion. Refund policy, you also get a refund. Should the raise be below 42.5K virtual equivalent in USDC, all funds will be refunded to the participants. Why is that important? Because 42.5K units of virtuals is what's needed for the team to buy the supply to auto-migrate, eliminating and skipping all snipers, which is healthy for the token's projections, okay? So, vesting right here, 100% at TGE. Unlock no cliff. So there's no vesting. You're getting all of your tokens up front, right? On day one as it launches. That's very attractive I think that's sexy and attractive. I think maybe most people would agree with that. FDV based on final raise amount. This is interesting. Public sale is locked at 20%. For example, in the final raise is 100K, the FDV will be 500K, right? Okay, so that's like the 500K valuation. If final raise is 200K, FDV will be 1 million, etc., etc. Okay, so let's just go with the case of they raised 200K, 1 million. If you could actually do what these guys did and they launched to a 12 million on day one, bro, what the heck? You talk about 12 extra. Let's be modest over here, right? So currently, their FDV is right here, 4.29. That now means people who gets into AI rockets incubation or what's it called, rocket fuel, launchpad, let's call it, they are in an instant 4x right here because the FDV is 4.29 million, as you can see right here. So you get what I'm trying to say here now, where the potential is. They're literally taking the same route as Ring and as Mamu. And as we just saw, the results are, it's pretty good. It's pretty healthy, right? So this is why I think it was worth me making this damn video. Now we could go on to what else they say over here. So, they kind of break down more about the project and what it does. So what it is a zero knowledge swap layer that collapses exchange ETH to base virtuals token into one private command. Exactly. Right? Works across 70 chains. I said dozens, which is pretty much the same thing on day one. No bridges, no wrap assets, no custody. That's sick. That's sick, bro. Whisper AI agent turn on, plain English, swap to sold to Rocket on virtuals into off-chain ZK verified trade delivered to a stealth wallet, why it matters, etc., etc. Okay, they actually wrote a really nice article over here. I just saw it as I was preparing for this video. So what's the problem? Moving funds into the virtuals currently takes for public hops. Each one fees friction and doxes your wallet. So they're talking about if you want private trades, this is the solution for you. Solution, Mute Swap. Collapses the entire path into one private ZK verified swap executed off-chain and delivered to a stealth wallet. Tech, 70 chains at launch, zero custody, AI agent Whisper AI, built by Mute Swap, I love that name, handles intent to prove liquidity. Why it matters, default privacy, instant onboarding, no bridges, no signatures. Get in early. It's all about getting in early, right, in crypto. That's all. If you, there's no secret to crypto. It's like common knowledge, just get in early, right? But it's not as easy as at the same time, right? Just getting early. It's not a secret, but it's not as easy too. But here is a truly, I believe, I don't know, man, I'm bullish on it. Get in early, stake 150K Rocket tokens at their website over here for 3 months to secure the first come, first serve, no vesting allocation, by the way. So, I mean, it's not everyone in the world could get in. It's obviously going to be a limit, first come, first serve. Max raise 300K. The soft cap might be around 200K, whatever. All right. And this is what we're talking about. So, Agent Commerce Protocol, ACP liquidity inbound, faster, safer, easier than ever. All right, turn on Whisper to anonymize using the raw power of ZK proofing, the first ever privacy agent. And that is true. This is badass, bro. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That's badass. And this is like a visual of what it would look like. So you got Solana to Vader right off the bat, or Solana to BNB, or whatever, AIXBT to Solana, whatever the fuck you want to do. This is it here. This is sick, bro. This is sick. All right. Live stream demo today. So they're showing us a visual of this, but then they're actually going to showcase it on the live stream, which is going to happen pretty soon, I think. 4 p.m. UTC time. What's the time right now? 10:52. So I don't know what that works out to be UTC time, but that should be within the next couple of hours. So key topics of discussion. I highly recommend you guys coming over to AI Rocket _agent and check out this live stream. I also will be doing that once I upload this video to get more insights to what we're talking about here, the people behind the project, the capabilities of the platform, and the let's call it interoperable private swaps, all done by an AI agent. And also they're going to be activating voice commands too. So you could do this by voice instead of typing. Badass. All right. Okay, so check this, right? Where is it? So the anonymous swap use cases they're going to showcase. ACP and Butler integration, bro. So they are ACP ready as well, meaning, like, in my humble opinion, bro, these guys are actually going to be helping out the ACP side of things in virtuals because, like, let's be honest, right? I think virtuals could use a bit more liquidity, especially from the Solana side, you know, from whatever blockchain it is, but liquidity is liquidity, and an influx of new money coming in is always good for the ecosystem. And I think that's one of the barrier to entries for other people, you know, trying to get in. And I think this actually does it in a very smooth way. And to know that how it's private as well, I think people are going to value that as much as I do. I mean, and I do. When last have you guys seen me make a video, bro? It's been a while because there ain't really much out there to talk about other than Ethereum going up in price, which is good because that means it's all season, or Solana going up. But that's adding. We want to multiply our damn portfolio, not just add, right? So this is what I'm looking at over here, okay? Yeah, where are we now? Right, so I made a tweet this morning. So basically, to get in early on the Mute Swap, the first AI agent to facilitate private swaps between dozens of blockchains, all we need to do is stake, okay, 150,000 Rocket tokens for 3 months. I made a mistake. I said 6 months in the first tweet. It was 3 months, which only costs around $128, bro. Come on. You stake $128 or 150K Rocket tokens on their website, which I'll show you how to do it. I already have 300K staked from some time ago, right? And then you need to commit anywhere in between 300 minimum investment up to 300K. $300K, $3,000. So $300 to $3,000. So you could do 300, 4, 5, 700, 1,000, 2,000, 2,500, 1,500, 3,000 in stable coin for the sale, which I believe starts tomorrow, I think. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. I asked him a question over here, but that's besides the point, all right? So AI Rocket is sitting right now at 0.0008586 cents. When you do the math on that, that actually works out to be about $130 only to stake. And that's not all. Remember, this is a pre-sale essentially, or a launchpad pre-sale, which means you need to stake to gain access. Then once you gain access, you need to then commit some sort of like investment here, right? Minimum 300 to 3,000. So when you come on over to AI Rocket's website, which is right here, I guess I'll leave the link for y'all in the form of a pinned message and in the description box, you might get a little lost, right? So again, first things first, you need AI Rocket, and you can actually find that on the Virtuals website. If you just put in, you know, Rocket, make sure you get the right one. It's just under 1 million. So this is the correct one over here, okay? With a FDV of 861K. All right, you need to buy it, okay, on Virtuals, right? Once you have that in your wallet, you then now need to come on over to their website and connect your wallet, right? Some people were asking me like how to do this. Once you connect your wallet, guys, the entire website changes and looks different, It actually looks like this the moment you connect your wallet, all right? And then you're on the Rocket Fuel side. Here is the sale, okay? But before you could actually do that, as it says coming soon, this will be activated, I believe, when the sale starts, and this is where you commit your stable coin. But before you even do this, you need to stake first by clicking the staking button, and all of this information will populate based off of your, your wallet address and how much you own. You scroll down, and you just specify for how long. So if you got the 150K tokens, you put that in over here, okay? And then you just want to keep this to 90 days because, I mean, you could do it longer if you want. You could also get some rocket yield, but I would just recommend you do the minimum of 90 days. That way you don't lock up for too long, and you also get the bare minimum requirements to get access to the deal. All right, guys? So you keep that tab over there, and then, yeah, you just follow the basic instructions. Click this button over here, add the rocket tokens, and, confirm in your MetaMask, and you are good to go. All right? So this goes live in terms of the raise goes live, I believe, tomorrow, Thursday, the 14th of August. Okay, this goes live. But do check out the latest information on the AI Rocket Twitter account. I believe this is actually the first project that's worth my time of making a video, and I think there's good things that could come from this, especially if they if they can mimic what a Ring did or a fraction of Mamu, and the tokenomics is there. I believe it's about 65% of the supply will be off market and locked up, guys. Right? 12.5% goes to the liquidity pool when you buy up the tokens in the prototype section to migrate. That's all going to be locked up. They got the live demo. They got a real product. They got a useful product. They got some cool use cases coming up. Be on the lookout for this one. I definitely would be throwing something at this as well. So what can I say, man? Thank you for watching the video, and there ain't really much stuff to say other than until the next one, your ass is on your own, bro. Later.
Francis Dune, Uncensored.